Bird of Prey 5. El Karuga. Kapla.
I'm going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Karuga. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember to tip your waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
If you come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. If you're here to make war, we surrender.
Both good. The important thing is I'm meeting new people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. Now the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a piecework factory. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. And that means you're going to make a profit.
Look at these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Bird o' Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Bird o' Prey 5 Cupslaw, and welcome to Bed Life for Friday, April 21st, 2023. Cupslaw all. And it is Thank You for Libraries Day. No, I'm not making that up. It's official. Is audio going out? Is the microphone on? Hello, world. Hello. Yes, there it is. There it is. The microphone works. Yes, it is National Thank You for Libraries Day. We'll get to that in just a few minutes. Thomas Potts first in the chat today says, WTF is this? Celebrating libraries. Are you trying to win Jeopardy? Well, I'm not trying. What? Take this off. We'll try. We'll see what happens with my oxygen. Sorry about it. I was planning on taking it off. Am I trying to win Jeopardy? Yes, Thomas. Of course I'm trying to win Jeopardy. Why would I not be trying to win? And John Araki says, Bird likes libraries and not librarians. You know, after Mamo Prey reminded me we had a librarian in the family, I've reevaluated my stance on librarians. Perhaps they're not as bad as I thought they once were. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is quick. Someone call Nurse Ratchet. Bird's gone off the deep end. You guys are really, really scared that I've made a 180 on this librarian thing, huh? I would have said a 360, but then that would be right back to where I was before. Richie Poole says 5 Bach. Applaud, Richie. And Richie Poole puts in Mamo Prey, Sis O Prey, Nephew O Prey, and sassy emojis. Thank you, Richie. Josh Street says, we want Dear Bops. The best I could do is say, do a Dear Bop and ask if Mamo Prey is available. I can't promise she will be. If she is, I will try to ask her. Josh Street puts in nephew. Sassy Karoga, Mamopre, Vertipray, 5, Nephewopray, me, Tribble, Sisopray, Polka, and Chang custom emojis. Thank you, Josh Street. And Richie wants Dear Sop, Dear Sister Opray. That's even less likely than Dear Mops. Josh Street says, why does it say waiting on late Opray 5, but it's not 3 p.m. yet? Like a minute before it's supposed to go live, it goes to waiting. Although that was 50 minutes before. I don't know, Josh Street. I don't know. Richie says, Dear Nephew Opray, Dear COP, Dear Cop. Who the hell is Dear Cop? Charlie Opray? I guess so. Okay. Josh Street. Josh Street says, fight, 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 and fight. It's the Bert Opray 5 and Sassy's show. Fight, 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 fight. It's the itchy and scratchy. Okay. I get it. The Bert Opray 5 and Sassy show. Josh Street says, late Opray 5 is beyond late to the point he is early for Sunday. If it was early for Sunday, we'd be watching Twilight Zone, but we're not. Moxley fan says, hey guys, welcome Moxley. Richie says it's early Opray 5. Yvette, the lovely Yvette, says good evening, Bird and everyone. Good evening, Yvette. Josh Street says no sound. Bird Opray 5, unmute the volume. To which I did check, but there was sound. Moxley says, Bird Opray 5, Kapla Bird. Hope you and the family are doing well today. Hope you're doing well. Moxley. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. Hello, 47. Richie Poole confirmed the sound is fine. Moxley says, I don't doubt it. And hello to Yvette. Josh Street says, whatever happened to Country Star Opray 5? The ode to the unknown subscriber. It was a one-time wonder, one-time hit. Never heard from again. Some people said he went home with Elvis, to the planet Elvis. Not with that, Jesus Christ. Yvette says hey to Moxley. Moxley says we, the people. And Yvette with a £2 sterling super chat. Fingers crossed for Kissing Dax for us all. Thank you, Yvette. Fingers crossed. I don't know. Doesn't mean much when it comes to Kissing Dax. We'll see what happens. Richie Poole says, I like Nog's plan to mate with the females. We will take your females to mate with them. Words and Pictures says, Kapla Bird. Good to see you. Good to be here. Good to have you here, Words and Pictures. And LDG says, crap, I'm late. Welcome, LDG at hashtag Free the Net. Dan Ben says, hello, Dan Ben. Jedi Bill says, Kapla Bird Opray 5. And hail, Karoga. Hail to you, Jedi Bill. Words and Pictures says, hey, LDG, the Wordle Jinxer. And hey, Bill, how are you, brother? We will do Wordle. Now, yes, it is true. I did do Wordle already this morning on LDG's stream. Well, not on his stream. After I watched his stream, I made the mistake of clicking on the stream.
Captain's log, stardate 7414.1. Our best estimates place us
there's
some 4
Yvette's
hours
super chat. Thank you, Yvette. A phone number has called. Opray is giving a piece of her mind. A small piece of her mind to somebody who called. So yeah, LDG. But we don't worry. We have another Wordle provider. So I will still do Wordle when we get to it. Richie Poole says LDG is to blame for all the dead skunks along the side of the road. Josh reads his bird. Did you watch the rocket Karoga helped build blow up yesterday morning? Funny enough, you say it, Josh Reed. I did not see it take off, but I did see it blow up. I tuned in about 48 seconds after launch. Miscalculated on my part. So it had launched. It was flying, and then you could see it was started tumbling end over end a few times, and finally the guy comes on. He's like, "Yeah, well, obviously something went wrong." He's like, "But just remember, the fact that it even cleared the tower is amazing. The only thing they were really looking to confirm was that it would clear the tower. Anything above that, past that, is just icing on the cake. So even though this multi-million-dollar rocket had to be destroyed because it failed to separate, they were able to stage it as a victory, and everybody celebrated and was happy, and so whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have no doubt SpaceX will eventually get it. I mean, those of you who remember SpaceX as they were learning to land the boosters back on land, and then on the drone ships, there were dozens, it seems, dozens of mistakes, of crashes, of the rockets. But eventually, they figured it out. And now, knock wood, I don't think there's been a crashed return rocket in a long time. So, you know, they seem to know what they're doing. Stanley says, and I noticed how Metalis just had to get his name in the show one last time right at the end. Oh yeah, he is no he's not a humble person. We can leave it at that. Dead Man Walking 55 says good afternoon. Kapla Dead Man Walking. Stanley says it's an interesting way to promote yourself. Just name everything in your show after yourself, like Donald Trump of TV. Well, you know, if it works, it works. Stanley says Wordle was a bitch today. Not so much a bitch. Hard. Yeah, I'll bring up my Wordle, my real Wordle, so you can see how I did it. But then we'll play fake Wordle. Stanley says double. Deej says hashtag cheat. Oh, pray 5. LDG says clicking the stream was not the mistake. Well, clicking the stream like 1 minute after waking up from sleep was probably the mistake. Had I been awake, I would have realized what was going on and I could have avoided it. Although the problem was I woke up and I put on LDG's stream, and LDG is talking about Wordle, and all I hear him say is, "Oh, it was a bitch today," or something along those lines. And I took my earbud out immediately, and I was like, okay, just avoid the stream for 10 minutes. They'll move on and I can go back. But even in those first couple of minutes after I took the earbud out, now it's already going in my head that LDG is saying it's a very difficult Wordle today. So then I already started thinking, well, what could it be? What letters could it had? What word did he start with? And I realized like within 120 seconds or so, like 90 to 120 seconds, that there was no way I was going to be able to resist doing Wordle until 5, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So I said, fuck it. And I just started doing Wordle this morning, knowing that I had the backup Wordle now. So, and then to be honest, yes, it was an unusual word, but this Wordle I got in like 6 or 7 minutes, which probably was one of the easier Wordles I've done. Now, granted, my first 2 words, I didn't get a single letter. Not a single letter out of the first 2 words. And then on the 3rd word, just 1 letter in the right place and 1 letter in the wrong place. But then, because so many letters had already been used, on the 4th word, I got it completely fine. So, Richie Poole says hashtag mow Deej's lawn. Deej, are you not mowing your lawn? That's right. We saw.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Kissing Dax. Alyssa Milano donated $1.49 and says, "I love libraries. Without them, I wouldn't have become a successful actress. Librarians are the greatest gift female God has ever done." And $1.49 and a Kissing Dax super chat animation. Thank you so much to Alyssa Milano. Glad you're a fan out there, Alyssa. One day you'll make your way to Star Trek. Maybe. We did see Deej's lawn, and he put out a video of the hailstorm he got the other day. An unfortunate. Like, I didn't even notice his lawn, but yeah, he had a decent lawn. Stanley says, which is how some people order coffee in Canada, by clicking a link. LDG says, Deej, you son of a bitch. And Deej puts in several Sissopray emojis. Stanley says they actually aborted they aborted the launch because they had to blow it up because it wasn't going to reach orbit. So they had to blow up the rocket, else it would have crashed to the ground in one giant solid piece. Josh Reed says, Deej, you are the father, and puts in the nephew O'Prey emojis. Dead Man Walking says, words and pictures, hey, back. Stanley says, yep, they detonated after it went wonky. I wonder if the self-destruct code is, what is it, 1B, 2C, self 000 destruct. Deej says, we saw a video on the internet that LDG is to blame for the dead skunks, so it has to be true. I have not seen that video yet. Now I'm curious. Professor Brainy Specs, our man of the hour, says, greetings and kapla, Berto Prey. Greetings and kapla, Professor. Thank you for your work in libraries today. Stanley says, yeah, now that booster landing is no problem. Yeah, it's become common. Jedi Bill says hello to Professor Brainy Specs. Professor Brainy Specs says hello back. Stanley says, I went down to the wire with Wordle. Did the chat die? Asked Professor. I hope not. Stanley accidentally used the letter in the wrong spot twice, so I've done that. Deed says, okay, have fun all. Have to get my shower and get ready to go out. Yes, the fireball is here also for tomorrow night's birthday stream. Yes, and a happy birthday. Today is your birthday, Deej, right?
It's not.
I think his stream is tomorrow, but I thought his birthday's today. Oh, his birthday's the 25th? I'm asking. Deej, is today your birthday? No. It's somebody's birthday today. Salty's was yesterday. Wesley's birthday is today. Wesley's was yesterday too? I don't know, Mama. Too many people have birthdays on or near 420. Happy birthday to everybody who has a birthday coming up or just had a birthday. Yeah. Mama Frey says she's lucky she remembers her own birthday. So Deej is getting ready with his fireball for tomorrow night's birthday stream. Deej, I don't think you should be drinking, but whatever. It's your birthday. You know what you can do. Stanley yells waste words and pictures says, whoa, kissing time. Jedi Bill says it's Dead Man Walking, Birdo Prey 5. It's Dead Man 55 walking. Dead Man 55 walk. Wait, no, it's Dead Man Walking 55. Jedi Bill says it's Dead Man 55 walking. It clearly says on my screen, Dead Man Walking 55. Professor Brainy Speck says, I work in libraries for the joy of helping people. I certainly don't work there to make a lot of money. That's just extra. It's just bonus that our library staffs are overpaid. No, I'm kidding. Josh Reed says, Deej doesn't remember when his birthday is. And Deej says it's the 24th. But who the hell parties on a Monday? Yvette says it's the traveler's birthday today. So today is Wesley's. And yes, Josh Street Salty's was yesterday. It was. Daniel's Hot Topics says, hi, Bird. Welcome, Daniel. Daniel got his dream of Star Trek Picard. He got to see the Enterprise G, but he didn't like it. He did not like it. No worries, Daniel. I'm sure you enjoyed the rest of the show. I have more to say on Picard, but I think we'll do that in a separate video. In a second, So, let's bring up the national April holidays, April 21st holidays. National Bulldogs Are Beautiful Day. We don't want to let Sassy hear that. It doesn't mean beagles are any less. Advisor Appreciation Day. Advisors are the backbone of the educational sector, providing guidance and help to teachers. I don't know that they're the backbone. It's the Battle of San Juanito. I believe that's how you spell it. The victory at San Juanito led to the Republic of Texas declaring independence from Mexico. It's Big Word Day. Raise your words, not your voice, by broadening your vocabulary with fancy words like embrogoishment. Embrogoishment? I don't even know what that means. And I guess we could look it up. Search with Google, embrogoishment. the proliferation in a society of values perceived as characteristic of the middle class, especially of materialism. Embourgeoisement. What does that sound like? Embourgeoisement. Embourgeoisement. Gotcha. Embourgeoisement. It's the festival of Ridvan. During these days of Ridvan festival, we are spreading holiness, love, and joy. It's International Hemp Day, because of course it is. It's Keep Off the Grass Day, or Keep Off the Lawn Day. We're learning all about lawns and how to keep off the grass. The best way to keep people off the grass is to make it the death penalty to step on the grass, just like in that season 1 episode of The Next Generation, where Wesley Crusher was sentenced to death, and in a surprise turnout, Wesley was actually supposed to die. Yeah, Wesley Crusher was actually supposed to die in that episode. Gene Roddenberry had only hired Will Wheaton to appear on screen for the 2 or 3 episodes, and they were going to kill him off in the 3rd or 4th episode, whatever it was. And it was supposed to be like, yeah, you know, this is the new track. We kill one of the kids right in the first season, but Gates McFadden was really upset with that. She figured she was the mother of Wesley, and without Wesley, she'd get even less lines than she ended up getting. So she raised a big fight, and she brought this up to the network censors, and she got them to rewrite the episode so that Wesley didn't die, and instead he became the bane of the series for the next 7 years. So a little bit of trivia there that you did not know. Gates McFadden saved Will Wheaton's job. Of course, this is just what I hear from a anonymous source, so take it with a grain of salt. It's National Alex Day, not Alexa, but Alex Day. National Chickpea Day. National Chocolate Covered Cashew Day. National Javier Day. National Kindergarten Day. I don't know why, but apparently you know somebody in kindergarten. National Pet CBD Day. Learn about CBD and its health benefits to your beloved pets. Sounds like a scam to me. National Surprise Drug Test Day, because 4/21 is the best day to give surprise drug tests. National Tea Day, tea being the hot morning drink, not the letter or the shirt. National Yellow Bat Day, not the bats you play ball with. The symbol of the 265th ASA is a bat with an outstretched wings on a full moon. San Juanito Day, we already talked about, but here it is. Thank you for Libraries Day. Thank you for Libraries Day is celebrated annually on April 21st to appreciate the contributions of libraries to society and their roles in transforming our lives. Did you know the first systematically organized library in the world dates back to the 7th century BC. Libraries are a collection of materials, books, or media that are accessible by the public. Libraries are a repository of knowledge, providing opportunities for learning and supporting literacy and education. In most communities, they are the center of arts and culture and help drive creativity and innovation. There are currently over 110,000 libraries across the United States. Yeah, only 110,000 libraries. How many more McDonald's are there? How many McDonald's are there? I feel like, wait, yeah, no, 110,000. Right. They didn't put in an apostrophe, so it was hard to tell if it was. Wait, no, God damn it! Why do you keep highlighting? Okay, 3 not highlighted. Yeah, 110,000. 110,000. The history of Thank You for Libraries Day. According to historians, the birth of libraries marked the end of prehistory and the start of history. The first libraries were nothing more than archives for commercial transactions or inventory records. The first libraries appeared in Southwest Asia's Fertile Crescent, which ran from Mesopotamia to the Nile in Africa about 5,000 years ago. This same area was also the birthplace of writing before 3000 BC. These libraries contained records written on clay tablets, stacked on edge, side by side. Libraries of the same nature were found in several regions, including Ugarit, China, Nippur, Neve, in the 3rd century BC. But construction of the library in Alexandria in Egypt began. The project was sponsored either by Ptolemy Soter or his son Ptolemy II. The library became the largest and most significant great library of the ancient world until the Roman conquest in 30 BC. During this period, the Han Dynasty created 3 libraries, which featured the first library classification system. The father, if you will, of the great grandfather of the Dewey Decimal System. During the Greco-Roman period, libraries thrived under the patronage of wealthy citizens. Each succeeding Roman emperor, Asinius Pollio, established the first public library in Rome, and his successors added to that number. After the fall of the Roman Empire, the Christian Church became the new power in Europe. Hellenistic texts, thought to be pagan, were left to decay, and only those related to Christianity survived. However, that was different in Eastern Europe, where monks labored day and night in scriptoriums to preserve classical Greek and Roman works. Under the patronage of caliphs and Muslim leaders, important Islamic cities such as Baghdad became centers of knowledge and scholarship. Between the Renaissance and Enlightenment eras, libraries began appearing in some parts of Europe, including Italy and Hungary. These libraries serve as centers for scholarships of renown to congregate. Most of these libraries were endowed by prominent individuals, including kings, queens, and popes. At the start of the 18th century, libraries became increasingly open to the public, allowing people to loan books In 1833, the first tax-supported public library in the U.S. was established in Peterborough, New Hampshire. The library was a joint effort by Peterborough Town Meeting and state funds from the State Library Fund. I thought Ben Franklin started the library. That's what I always was taught. Between the 19th century and late 20th century, the number of public libraries drastically increased with support of philanthropists and businessmen, including John Passmore Edwards, Henry Tate, Andrew Carnegie, Bill and Melinda Gates. In the 21st century, libraries moved from only offering physical collections to providing access to digital resources, including ebooks and internet services. God bless the library, and God bless your local librarian. Anyway, it's also Tiradentes Day, which is something for Brazilians, always cherishing this national hero and revolutionary. World Creativity and Innovation Day, World Curlew Day, which apparently is a type of bird, and the most interesting day, Tuna Rights Day. Tuna Rights Day. What rights does a tuna have? Are they trying to give tuna the right to vote? Like what the fuck is tuna rights? Tuna Rights Day is observed April 21st of every year. The point of the holiday is to raise awareness about the importance of tuna and tuna-like fish in our ecosystem. They are not just nutrient-rich food sources, but an integral part of the marine food chain. Due to heightened demand for tuna for human consumption, the tuna population is being depleted at unsustainable levels. Pickles, stop eating tuna. World Tuna Day has been celebrated for the same reason as Tuna Rights Day. Since 2016, these days highlight the importance of mindful consumption of sustainably sourced tuna whenever possible. LDG has to stop eating sushi. Josh Reed says, so old man Bird of Prey 5 is going to yell at kids for being in his yard today. I yell at kids for being in my yard any day. Yvette says, illuvium, my favorite word. It's the shit that gathers at the mouth of a river. Daniel's Hot Topics says, dude, Picard Season 3 finale was great. However, I hated that they rechristened the Titan A as the Enterprise D. It was so cheap. How could they not make a new ship? Cheap, cheap, cheap. And chickpea soup, I love it. Captain Fandom Nerd, hello Captain, hope you're doing well. Dan Ben puts in some books emojis. And Captain Fandom Nerd says, libraries are evil. John Meyer says, sad Charlie, the tuna noises. Yeah. Okay. So this is my Wordle, the official Wordle, the New York Times Wordle for today. I went with thief, then I went with pound, 0 letters in the first 2 words. Then I went with larks because I was just trying to find a word that didn't use any of the letters from the words above, and A was the only vowel left. I tried to use a word that had Y, but I couldn't think of one. And then once I did get larks, I was like, okay. I was like, well, there pretty much has to be a Y. I tried the K at the end. Then I tried the K at the beginning. And I was like, oh, what if there's more than one K? I also realized there was more than one A. And I knew obviously the A's weren't next to each other. So I threw an A, the only place it could be. And I was pretty sure. I was pretty sure when I put in kayak that it would be kayak, because I figured that would also meet LDG's expectation that it was a particularly hard word to get today. And yeah, depending on the words and the letters you got, it would certainly make it a harder word to get than your usual word. But like I said, I got it in just a few, like 6 or 7 minutes, which for just waking up, I wasn't too upset with myself. I was pretty happy. I was pretty happy. So now let's go to fake Wordle, which is Wordle from another website. It's a different word. I don't know if it's the same word for everybody today or if it's just a custom word each time you try it, but whatever it is, the first person to put in a 5-letter word and just a 5-letter word in the chat, I will use that word to start Wordle today. Cinnabon Bunny is here, and Cinnabon is calling me a traitor. It's not, I'm not a traitor, Cinnabon. It's literally called Thank You for Libraries Day. It's a real day. Thomas is calling me a cheater. Stanley says the double messed me up. Yes. Dan Van says now we're getting long Wordle explanation of how to come up with the answer. Addy in Stereo, my good friend from Bolivia. He's from the United States. He's from the United States. I just make fun of him for being Bolivian. Addy in Stereo says, before watching Bird Show, I could never solve a Wordle. Now I'm able to solve them before the web page even loads. Thank you, Joe. And Thomas Potts puts in sassy. Sassy as the Wordle word, but is that a real word? It is. It is. Of course, and it got 0 letters. Thank you, Thomas. Okay, so let's see. Well, let's go with thief again. And okay, we got T in the wrong space, I in the right space, E in the wrong space. Okay. So let's say it probably ends in ITE. What could end in ITE, but not have an H? WRITE, right? Could be. Let's get it. And we, holy shit! Wordle in 3. Wordle in 3. Oh my God. And with sassy. With sassy as the start. Wordle in 3. Goddamn. I impressed myself. I impressed myself today. LDG had put in pickle. Captain Fandom Nerd said snail. Hakeem said socks. Josh Streets put in cheat as the 5-letter word to use. Dan Ben says buses. Professor Brainy Speck said audio. Thank you, Professor. That was actually would have been a good word. Stanley says, you mean the New York Times aren't the only people who can think of 5-letter words? Apparently not, Stanley. Stanley says, a waste of letters. I know, but That's the whole point. Thomas Potts says, you're welcome. Addie in stereo wanted me to use booby. Stanley wanted me to use daddy. Professor says, Daniel Topics, the golden rule. Daniel's Hot Topics, the golden rule. I don't know. I must have missed something. Jedi Bill says it's all LDG's fault. Josh reads his bird cheated. I did not. Easy. It's on easy mode. Stanley, I always put it on easy mode. I don't use hard mode. Words and Pictures says bird's a genius. While I may or may not be a genius, it has nothing to do with Wordle. Stanley says, yeah, Sassy was a hindrance. It's okay, Sassy. It's okay. Addie wants me to use penis. Yeah, I get that a lot, Addie. You're not the first. Dan Venn with the poop emojis. And Jedi Bill says, good evening. Vamo Bray says, when they tell me to use penis, use spine. It's got the same letters. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is, why do my chats keep disappearing? Gorilla, I don't ever see them. If they disappear, that's YouTube making them disappear. I didn't get to see them. This is the first chat of yours I've seen today. At least, unless I read it out loud. If I read it out loud, then I saw it. This, I believe, is the first chat of yours I've seen in my stream today. YouTube, why YouTube would erase chats, you would have to ask them. But it's been known to happen. It's been known to happen. Give me 1 second and we'll be right back. I don't even need to use, okay. We'll do a quick commercial. Now, you know what? We're not going to do a quick commercial. We're going to do a quick support for our LGB, well, our L sisters. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Dan Ben says, use hard mode for the link. Gorilla says there was no emojis. Yeah, but it just depends what you write. Sometimes emojis make it worse. Sometimes not so much. Let's see. Let's check on, we'll do some Dear Bop. We'll do some Dear Bops. Dear Bop, spider in my bathroom last night. The next morning, I was frightened to go back into my bathroom. How do I deal with this? Sell your house. If it's that ugly a spider and you couldn't find it to kill it, it's probably still in there. It's probably gotten bigger since you were last in there. Yeah, you probably just want to sell your house. And if they ask why you're selling, don't tell them it's the spider. Don't tell them it's the spider. Tell them, you have to move out of state, or you're afraid, you're on the run, you've got a terrible disease, you need to move across country. Well, your fear of spiders is a disease. You wouldn't buy a house from somebody with a terrible disease? Well, tell them it was non-communicable. Tell them it was genetic. Tell them you were born with Borg DNA. You have Irematic syndrome. And I'm just saying, if you tell them about the spider in your bathroom, they're not going to buy it and you're going to be screwed. And I clearly understand that what I'm telling you might be considered fraud, but, you know, you're going to go to a jury and you're going to say, well, what the hell else was I supposed to do? And I think if you get even one person on that jury who hates spiders, they're going to understand. You're probably going to have to plead out to temporary insanity. You'll probably end up 6 months in some type of forced psychological setting. They're going to give you all types of drugs to try and fix your mind. You'll have to go into a halfway house. But, you know, in 3 to 6 years, you should be out on the streets again with a fresh start in a cockroach infested cheap apartment with not a spider to be seen, because the rats will be eating all the spiders. All's well that ends well. I saw, oh my God, when this house was new, it was infested with spiders. Infested. I didn't know so many spiders could be in a house, especially since I tore, well, I didn't even know where these spiders were coming from. And oh my God, one time I was in the shower and right above the shower head, this mean, oh my God, this mean looking big ass spider was there. And I was already completely naked. I already had the soap on my body. And this thing catches my eye. And like, understand, I'm 6'4". So my head is already on eye level with the shower spout. This was my old bathroom before I had it redone. And this fucking thing. And I was like, oh, fuck no. Oh, fuck no. The problem was there was no way this thing was even going to fit down the drain. So I didn't know what to do. I think I covered it in shampoo, and then luckily I had a shower head that you could, you know, you could take the head off the shower and move it around, the wand. So I put it to, you know, they have on the shower heads, they have that pulse setting. Like, what's that pulse setting for? We all know what it's for. It's for killing spiders. So I put it to like heavy pulse, and I covered it in soap and in shampoo, Head and Shoulders. I figured that was, I always have 2 soaps, shampoo. I used to. When I could walk, I would have 2 soaps, 2 shampoos. I have Head and, I was about to call it Head and Spiders. I had Head and Spider shampoo now. I had Head and Shoulders, and I had Johnson's No Tears Baby shampoo in my house at all times. Those are the 2 shampoos you should always have, depending on what day of, you know, you needed it. So I used the Head and Shoulders and the wand on pulse, and I just, after I like rinsed the soap off of me, I like pushed the spider down with the pulse. I was holding it right above the drain like I was a fucking Ghostbuster, and I was holding it in the stream, and it was too big. Like, I wasn't going to even touch it through. Like I figured if I had paper towels and I crushed it, like its fangs would still be able to get me. So I kept the water on it, and when I was pretty sure it was dead, I crushed it. I crushed it with something. I felt bad. It was almost like killing a fucking animal. It was that big. Thomas Bot says, I'm eating, you son of a bitch. I'm sorry, Thomas. I didn't do it. Blame the dear Bot. Dan Ben says, I had issue with a house once. It had been tiny little dog thing, really small. They were dust mites or damp mice. It was awful. Executive producer Saul Leibowitz says, Kapla. Kapla, executive producer Saul Leibowitz. Professor Brainy Speck says, thanks again, or again, thanks, Cap. Words and pictures as you washed the spider's hair. No. Josh Reed says, did Rambling O'Prey replace Bird O'Prey? Well, I thought you wanted to hear a story, Josh Reed. And Dan Ben confirmed they have Head and Shoulders in England. But England doesn't have dandruff. Chief Cook is in the house. Welcome, Chief Cook. Dan Ben, how does having a phobia of spiders end up in court? Well, if you follow my advice, you will probably end up in court. Oh, wait. Dear Bob, in my previous question about the spider, I'm sorry I put a full stop in the wrong place. Dear Bob, spider in my bathroom last night. Next morning, oh, there was a period. Don't worry. I rarely look at the grammar. Dear Bob, so I binged watched T.J. Hooker. Have you seen it? T.J. Hooker is the story of one of Captain Kirk's ancestors who is a beat cop and working under one of Tom Paris's ancestors. This is the Star Trek prequel that every Kirk fan should try for 10 minutes. That is all. Kapla. Kapla. Honestly, I've never watched a full episode of T.J. Hooker. I mean, I've heard of T.J. Hooker. I've seen clips of T.J. Hooker, but I don't think I've ever actually watched a full episode of T.J. Hooker. Bradley Briggs says, we got tarantulas here in Texas. They didn't even know they existed. New species of them until recently. They are spreading everywhere around here. And they are big too. Adult hand-sized. Well, you know what they say, Bradley. Everything's big in Texas. So I'm not surprised. How does the song go? The spiders at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. Dan Ben says it's okay. Go up to William Shatner and call him a hooker. If you could get close enough to talk to Shatner, good luck. Dear Bob, look, I have an embarrassing medical situation, and I heard your story about your sperm flying into someone's kitchen, so I'm just going to ask you. Ever since I was a teenage boy, my testicles have been getting smaller each time spam comes out. Is this normal? You should not be having spam come out of your testicles. If you mean your load, that is also not normal. What size should someone's testicles stay at? And when it cuts out, I feel like I'm at death's door. For a couple of days, it's awful. I haven't touched myself in years to prevent shrinking, but get wet dreams. There should be no visible change in size of your testicles, no matter how much you might unload from them. If your testicles are changing in size from day to day, I would suggest talking to a doctor. It might be beyond the scope of Dear Bop at that point. 54.5 Access Radio says, in what section do you keep books of forbidden knowledge to Professor Brainy Specs? Dan Ben says, isn't the guy who played the Vic a hologram in DS9 in TJ Hooker? Probably. Professor Brainy Specs says there is no such section. You have no such section for forbidden knowledge? That's a very boring library. Gorilla's Random Thoughts is Run. That's the spiders from Kingdom of the Spiders that had Shatner also. Thomas Potts says, WTF is this? It's Dear Bop, Thomas. I don't control what people ask. Words and Pictures is assuming you didn't use Johnson's No More Tears. I just realized the cleverness of your shampoo attack on the spider. Shampoo in the eyes can hurt. Very cunning attack on spiders. Executive producer Salt Liebowitz says, I'm really wondering now what is in that outdated can of Spam. I can assure you that Spam does not come from the same place. I imagine they got auto-corrected. Dear Bop, hi, I have a medical condition that was never treated. I've asked the doctor 4 times, and I really just get blanked, and they don't answer or giggle, and then I leave. Should I come up with a conspiracy theories like they've looked at me, they know my medical condition is, but they won't tell me or give me the medicine for some reason? Why do I have to keep telling them like 4 times? Well, I would suggest next time, Ciso Prey is calling in. I would suggest next time, I gotta take this, guys. I gotta take this. Hello, Ciso Prey. Yes, the eyebrows are looking good.
Why, thank you. I'm calling you.
Hi, Charlie.
He needs more 7s, Uncle Joey.
You need more 7s, Charlie.
Yeah, let me show you.
They were on the phone with Joey. All right, then. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. All right. Bye.
Oh, wow, Charlie. Look, Charlie puts his numbers up on the refrigerator.
Yeah, well,
You ran out of 7s, 73, 74. What?
The reason we ran out of 7s twofold.
Twofold reason you ran out of 7s?
One of the reasons we don't have any.
Because you don't have any.
That we do have one more package, but I don't want to open it.
Yeah.
Because we have over 200 numbers that wind
You,
up on the
you
floor.
already have over 200 numbers.
Oh, boy.
We're only going to be able to go like a little bit more. We're still not getting down to 1. So,
Well,
Everybody says hi to Charlie
you're
and
getting
you.
6 more packages on Monday.
why don't you just put the 2 there and we just wait for the 7? And get them
Charlie, are
ready.
you doing complicated math on the refrigerator? Carry the 2.
Just backwards counting. Just backwards counting. He did this all. I did nothing.
He did those?
Yeah.
That's perfectly lined up.
Oh, he lines up.
Wow, he's much neater than I am.
If it's not. And when he asked me to write out all the numbers, 100 forward or 100 backwards, on a piece of paper, he is quite specific. If it is blurry, he erases it on me. He hits the erase button, and we start over.
Wow. Charlie demands perfection. Nephew of Prey demands perfection. Oh.
Grandma's coming.
Okay, here's Grandma.
Yeah, get you. All right.
As for you with the medical condition, I would strongly suggest talking to your doctor and nailing him down, getting between the door and, do not allow the doctor to leave the office until he answers your question. It's ridiculous that you've had to ask 4 times. You tell him this isn't a joke. You need an answer. Period. Moxley says, Bird, is that the Samsung Galaxy S23 you're using?
Yeah.
No, it is a Google Pixel. It's a Pixel 6. It's a Pixel 6.
Hello.
Mommy has to go pee on the stage.
Charlie, you want to talk to the stream? You want to talk to everybody in Karoga? Can you say hello, world? He hung up. He hung up. Oh, well. Gorilla says sue them. Bradley says Charlie's going to grow up to be a mathematician. He's definitely into the math. He's definitely into the math. Although he's also into everything. So he could be just, he hung up. Charlie hung up the phone. He probably will call back.
Yeah.
Phone is still live on the stream number. Phone is still live on the stream number? I don't know what that means because he didn't call from a phone number. He called on Facebook. Bradley says, good to hear he likes math. It's the foundation of everything, indeed. Dear Bob, if I want something I can't get, does it mean that I don't really need it? No, it means you can't get it. You might need it, like if it's water or food, you need those things, but it doesn't mean you can always get those things. If you're out in the middle of the desert, you're not going to get water. You might not even be able to get food. If you're in the middle of a city and you really want, I don't know, the latest, you want the latest cell phone, right? You want the Pixel 7A or 8 or whatever number they're up to, or the Samsung S23, and you can't get it. Well, that you don't really need. But, early in my schooling, like the low grades of junior high, maybe 6th or 7th grade, a teacher did a serious class and tried to explain the differences between needs and wants. Okay, said you have a need for food, You have a need for water. You have a need for shelter. She even went to the point to say, because it was at a time where most of the kids had their own bedrooms, but if you came from a multi-child family, you might have been sharing a bedroom with a spouse, not a spouse, Jesus Christ, with a sibling. You might have been sharing a bedroom with a sibling. And she was like, well, if you're sharing a bedroom with a sibling of the same sex as you, that's okay. You don't need your own bedroom. But if you're sharing a bedroom with a sibling of the other sex, it was very binary at the time. Now the teacher would be fired just for saying that. But anyway, if you were sharing it, if you were a guy, a brother and sister sharing a bedroom, that was going to have to change. We were getting to the age that you needed your own bedroom. But if you were sharing it with your brother, or you were a girl and you were sharing it with your sister, you could live with that. So food, clothing, a room to yourself or shared with a sibling of the same gender, those were your basic needs. Anything else besides that was a want. And she would poll the class, and I was shocked because I was already in the gifted class. How many people in the gifted class just didn't get the concept that everything else besides those 4 or 5 things was a want and not a need? I remember kids of my age trying to say, I need, a Nintendo, or I need a Sega Genesis, or I need Coca-Cola with my dinner, or I need TV, I need this, all the types, all the stuff from the early 90s thing. Somebody's like, I need, they're like, no, you don't get it. I need to watch, some TV show. And it wasn't Star Trek. It was some dumb 90s TV show. And I was like, Jesus Christ. For a smart class, you don't get the difference between needs and wants. And all through my life, I've always gone back. I remembered. And even on the news and stuff, I get annoyed when somebody would say, oh, I need this. And the news would report it without correcting that, they said they needed this, but technically that's not a need. That's a want. So, yeah, I'm a stickler. Listen, I'm all for getting things you want as well, but needs and wants are very different. And I realized I forgot to go back to the Dear Bop screen. So you got to enjoy my lovely face for a couple of Dear Bops. But now we're back to Dear Bops. Dear Bop, I thank you for the cheap rocket parts. But with today's failure, I wish that I didn't go with the cheapest rocket component, aka Kurogan-made rocket parts. After today, I'll be sending back all remaining used and unused components to your doorstep. I would like to thank you again for your support of spaceflight, but we are going back to the homemade component. Signed, Elon Musk. P.S. We are billing you for the lost rocket, which will be around $1 billion. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Josh Reed says, change it back to Dear Bob. Thank you. Words and Pictures is, it's gone now. Gorilla says, if you're in a city, you need a 9mm. No, that's a want, not a need. Dear Bob, when I drink orange juice, it doesn't agree with my stomach. What fruit juice do you recommend I replace it with? Apple juice. I'm a big fan of the apple juice. Also, cran apple. Although that's more of a drink than a juice. Dear Bob, be quite. Be quite. What the fuck does that mean? Do you mean be quiet? Because even that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Dear Bob, how often do you recommend brushing teeth? I recommend it twice a day. More than that, that's probably just going to ruin your gums. Dear Bob, is there anything from Picard season 3 that is unanswered to you? Yes, a lot of it is unanswered. That, like, the hand, why did Vadic need to cut off her hand? Who is she talking to? I know they say it's the Borg Queen, but why? How did the Borg Queen and the Changelings ever communicate to begin with? The Borg Queen specifically went out of her way to say that she was left on the edge of space and she had no way to get back. How did she make contact with the Changelings? No, there's way too much. I'm going to do a whole video on Picard season 3. It's yes, there's plenty of things. Dear Bob, can I get arrested for running on a beach? Yes, absolutely you can. I mean, the beach could be closed. The beach could be private. You could be naked, for all I know. You could be carrying a weapon. You could be smoking in a no-smoking beach. There's plenty of reasons you could get arrested for running on a beach. Gorilla says, I need a 9mm because I want to survive. Well, that's a want by definition. Dear Bob, Elon Musk, if that's his real name, is proof evolution can go in reverse. Charging $8 a month to have a flipping blue check mark next to people's name on Twitter. He also gives 3 famous people a blue check mark for free, including our friend William Shatner. I swear, cuz, what's your opinion on this? Mox. P.S. I have one thing to say. Con! I think Elon Musk is a business person. I am paying the $8 a month for the blue check mark for now. And listen, I also support Shatner. If he wanted to leave Twitter over $8 a month, I think, would Elon Musk have called his bluff? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I think Elon Musk made a good business decision by giving Shatner the free blue check mark, because had Shatner left Twitter, they probably would have taken people with him. So I don't know. Ultimately, I hate the fact that the people who can most afford things often get them for free. But am I going to complain about an $8 check mark? No. If you want to complain about something, you know, the people go to the Oscars who make tens of $millions a year for playing pretend, get Oscar gift bags worth tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they get the latest iPhone for free. They get the latest Samsung phone for free. They get cars for free sometimes. They get all types of shit for absolutely free. Expensive shit that, middle class people spend an entire paycheck or entire month paycheck on, they get for absolute free, to the point that they give it away usually, or even leave it behind. They don't give a shit. They throw half the stuff out. So I'm not concerned about an $8 check mark. Dear Bob, will you be watching until there is new Star Trek? What will you be watching? It's a good question. I got one more episode of Quantum Leap. I've got some Blue Bloods left. Young Sheldon. And more importantly, I will be going back to watching old Star Trek. I already went back to watching Deep Space Nine, Season 4, and it is so much better. Oh my God. Deep Space Nine, Season 4 is, I'm starting to think, might have been the best season of Star Trek ever. Every episode so far has been a great episode. There's no junk episodes in Season 4 so far. And I'm just going to watch more Trek, more good Trek. I do not watch Blacklist. I think I saw some of Blacklist when it first started, Hakeem, but if I did, I stopped watching it after a season. I think Sissopre watched it for a while. Dear Bob, I don't want to lose you, this good thing that I got, because if I do, I will surely lose a lot. Oh, you better knock knock on wood, baby. Oh, 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 baby. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Dear Bob, what is your favorite catchphrase? Hello world, it's Berto Ray 5, Kapla. You mean like that? I mean, or your favorite quote? Honor the warrior that dies bravely in battle. Pity the warrior that has slain all his foes. Actually, that's my second favorite quote. My favorite quote is Spock from the end of A Muck Time, when he goes over to that other Vulcan and he says, after a while, you may find that, oh shit, how does he phrase it? Having is not so pleasing a thing as wanting. It's not logical, but it's often true. Yeah, that is one of the wisest things Spock has ever said. Miss Londell's Groovy Movies says, special announcement. There will be a special presentation immediately following Bed Life. Check your local listings for the time and Cosme Room. Yes, Miss Londell is doing a special presentation immediately after Bed Life tonight. And so probably 10 or so minutes. Check it out, Miss Lundell. If you want to put a link in, please, by all means, do so. Dear Bop, sexy question mark. And there's a link. And no, Homer Simpson on Marge Simpson's face is not sexy. Dear Bob, Charmin, Continental, or Northern? Northern. My ass is so chapped from using single ply. I would love some input on good toilet paper. By the way, I take a crap about every 3 hours, which is normal, right? Deej. Okay, I know it's not Deej, but Northern. I always like Northern, the quilted. Was it the quilted brand of toilet paper?
Has anybody noticed how much smaller the toilet paper has gotten?
Mama Frey always likes the toilet paper that's been getting smaller and smaller throughout the years. I had a toilet paper roll from back in 2008 compared to what it was in 2016. It was like double the size. And now the 2016 compared to what we get in 2023, it's like double the size. Okay, not double, but it's significantly bigger. It's not just in thickness, but in length and width, like the width of the toilet paper roll or the height of the toilet paper roll. It's gotten so much shorter. Like, it's weird. Like, they need to make it thinner and thinner. I don't know what the hell's going on. Stanley says Spock was tantric. I don't know that word. Stanley says, and you would say that if you only got some every few years. Who's to say I didn't? Words and Pictures says, oh, Mr. Lundell's groovy movies. Barb. JP says, none of the above. Use the shower head. Just hose that shit off. Dan Van says, I don't like toilet paper with aloe vera. And Miss Lundell says, we're going to see, drum roll, Barbarella. And here's the YouTube link. Very cool. And Hakeem says, if you don't take enough fiber, you don't need to wipe it. Okay. Mama Frey is asking, who is Barbarella? Is it Raquel Welch? She can't remember. Dear Bob, give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Yeah, I'm not doing a whole big song. Sorry, but that's not Dear Bop. Dear Bop, I've decided to sex change to female from male as I want to kick ass as girl softball player. I'm a long way out of high school, 65 years, but I really want to prove myself as a softball player. Would you support this endeavor? This is not Captain Fandom Nerd, idiots. Dear Bop, you violated your NDA by telling people you are playing in Strange New Worlds. You better lawyer up. I'm not in Strange New Worlds. Dear Bop, no, fake Dear Bops about fake people. Dan Van says, what are you giving away now? I'm not giving away anything. I'm not giving away any. Oh, I do want to tell people about heads up. There's this new streaming site for live streaming, a new site for live streaming videos. It's called kick.com. It's mostly people streaming video games, but there's also like general chats. There's also people playing chess. There's a lot of, I wouldn't say there's a lot, but there's also some more adult streams, not porn, but like people in pools and hot tubs and wearing bikinis that just kind of dance. Apparently, that was something on Twitch, but then Twitch didn't want it or something. And so the main point is, if you need a place to stream and you don't like YouTube getting 33% of your super chats, like, plus God knows how long it could even take to get, it could take years. It could take years to get monetized on YouTube. And you don't like, and on Twitch, they take 50%. They take 50% of your super chats or your subscriber, your subscriptions. Kick only takes like 10%. I found out about it because not my nephew, oh pray, Jesus. Cousin Dibs is moving from his vast Twitch empire that he built over the years, playing Call of Duty Warzone. He is moving to kick.com. Anyway, I searched it out. I created a channel on kick.com. It is kick.com/birdopray5. I don't have anything up there yet, but I did set my StreamYard to be able to simulcast to Twitch, to Kick. So at some point, you might see me stream on Kick. I would still stream on YouTube at the same time, but I would maybe stream on Kick as well, just to see what it's like. I don't know. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy with the YouTube, with the number of people on YouTube, but obviously, we all know YouTube can giveth and YouTube can taketh away. I also have the Rumble channel, but to be honest, Rumble leaves a bad taste in my mouth. So I think I will try Kick. I suggest if you get some free time and you're interested in finding some new content, you check it out. If you don't want to, you don't want to. It's up to you. I have no followers as of yet. I only created it today, but I might try doing some Kick streams at some point. Gorilla says it's kind of a dick move to sign other people's names. It's absolutely a dick move to sign other people's names. Stanley says it's a live streaming platform. It is. And JP says, so there's whores on Kick. Oh yeah. Yeah, there's whores on Kick. And they're not all female, mind you. There are guys too. Not that, oh Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay. We don't need to watch that. I mean, it's all adult. They're clothed, but yeah. So Dan Ben says, so now we have a place to see Berto Bray dancing in a hot tub. I'm not going to be dancing in a hot tub. You found out about it because someone kicked you and Google is taking illegal action against kicking. I found out about it because my cousin is moving his Twitch channel to Kick. Now he had like 100, I don't know, 50, 100 subscribers on Twitch, and he's moving it to Kick. And he told everybody on Twitch, he told them to cancel their Twitch subscriptions. So he was serious. He said no, he wanted everybody to, he put it in his subject. He's like, cancel Twitch subscription. So that's like, I was like, holy shit, he is serious about this. It's not enough that he's leaving Twitch. He doesn't want anybody to pay for Twitch any further. He wants to, even if you don't move over to Kick, he was so serious. He wanted to make sure everybody stopped paying Twitch. So honestly, if he wasn't that serious, I probably wouldn't have even looked at Kick. But I was like, holy shit, he's serious. So I was like, I'm gonna take a look at Kick. And from what I saw, I liked. Thomas Watts, especially when they make Dear Bob disgusting. And Thomas says, wow. Hakeem says, ha ha ha. Dan Ben says, does YouTube like when people stream to two places at once? They don't really get to have an opinion on the matter. Dan Ben, it's not up to them. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for hanging out and watching. I know this is a relatively short one, but I'm still out of it from Picard, in all truth. I still need some time to recover. I'm going to eat. I'll be around later. Stanley says, crappy content. Unfollow. Well, don't follow anything that you don't like, for sure. And that's just good. That's just good advice. Don't follow anything you don't like. So anyway, Kapla all, bird out. This, gotta look over here.